Blocked.
What do you mean, your channel was blocked?
I've even been alarmed today.
Who disturbed you?
FSS.
FSS?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Because of the fact that I called the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine today.
Let's go ahead, introduce yourself.
My name is Yakovlev Andrei Evgenyevich.
Yakovlev Andrei Evgenyevich. For what reason are you calling me at 11 o'clock in the evening in Kyiv?
Well, I was on your channel, I watched the video, I was looking for my son. I look for him everywhere. He served in the marching fleet, in Kaliningrad region. Served 6 months. Then he was taken to Voronezh Oblast, where he disappeared. And the only call was when he was in Bygukari in the Voronezh region. It was just information that he was a prisoner of war.
Look, do you understand that I'm recording this conversation on video and will publish it?
I'm aware of that.
But I have to ask you about it, and you have to be informed.
It's not like I'm hiding this conversation.
See, you're the one who lives in a super-free country, where the FSS comes running for a call to another country. Very interesting. By the way, can you tell me what it was like?
Well, I'll tell you now. I started calling everywhere. I'm looking for my son through all the channels and places. My son is missing. I haven't heard from him since October 18. I have unreliable information that he was in the pre-trial detention center and he was taken prisoner near Bakhmut. I don't know where that is. He was just in the detention center, Poltava Way, 99. This is according to unreliable, unverified information. And on the 14th he was sort of transferred to Kiev. And here he is listed. I've already tortured the whole unit. Here he is listed as a prisoner of war, but he is not listed anywhere in the Ministry of Defense. Therefore, I had no other chance but to call the Ministry of Ukraine. And get in touch with you, because you do exchanges as well, and I've watched a lot of your videos. Because the war is kind of like, I'm a simple man. War is useless to me. If someone out there reads manuals, maybe laundering money somewhere or something else. That. Roughly speaking, I live off my 10,000–15,000, that's enough for me.
Who told you he was a prisoner?
I can't tell this information. I promised this man not to set him up.
How much money did you pay?
I didn't pay. Before that I had a contact. I don't know. Most likely it was scammers, I don't know. For money they offered videos and so on. This man agreed for free, but on one condition that I wouldn't set him up.
You have been deceived.
He called me at WhatsApp. And he and I talked on the phone.
And what did he tell you?
He said that his son was in a pre-trial detention facility and gave the number of the pre-trial detention facility.
Did he give any evidence that your son is in the detention center?
He didn't bring any evidence. He said that on the 15th he would try to make a video with him.
But he didn't.
It turns out that we talked to him on the 15th. He told me that the prisoners from there. Anyway, my son was transferred to Kiev. He was transferred from the Poltava Way Detention Center 99.
How did you find this man?
This man found me on his own.
Can you answer the question, why does he need it?
I don't know, but the number he called from is Ukrainian and the speech is purely Ukrainian.
How did you know the accent was Ukrainian? Is my speech purely Ukrainian or purely Russian? Or what do I have to do to make you think that?
There is an accent. You speak Russian well, he speaks Russian poorly.
Well, I can talk in different ways.
Well, I was just a few times in Ukraine before this war.
In Ukraine.
As if I had always been accepted peacefully, and I rested there.
Can you answer me one question? Why would someone call you to tell you that your son is in such a detention center? What for? Well, when you tell me the answer to that question.
He was asked to do this by the prisoner of war who was exchanged. That's what he told me.
I don't get it. The prisoner of war who was exchanged asked to contact you?
Yes.
Who was it then that came out to you? A Ukrainian prisoner of war or a Russian?
And before me they exchanged a Russian man, and he asked, this man from Ukraine, to contact me and tell me that my son was in captivity.
I don't understand shit, again.
I'm just not telling you. I don't want to set a man up.
Yes, you can't let down a man who doesn't exist. Well, I mean, that's some nonsense. Look, you say that. Look, you report the fact that he was somewhere in the Kharkiv detention center. Then on the 15th, he was transferred to some.
My son was transferred to Kiev.
Yes, the son was transferred to Kyiv, and this person knows all this, but at the same time he cannot record a video with him?
He couldn't record a video with him because he found out that on the 14th my son was transferred to Kiev.
So, what do you want from me?
I was just wondering if there was any way you could help me find my son?
Well, you also wrote me that your son only served 6 months. So he signed a contract and went to kill Ukrainians. What is wrong with this situation?
He went there on his own somehow. Who sends them there on their own? If they had gone to war themselves, then another conversation.
Well, what makes you think he didn't go there himself?
Well, because I know him, first of all, he's not that kind of person. For him to hurt a cat, or a rat, it's something unbelievable. And he can't kill someone.
Yes, in general, it is easy to kill a person, especially when you are paid 200,000 of your wooden ones for this.
Even for money, not everyone can kill.
Tell me what happened today at FSS, I'm already even curious. I'm basically just for the sake of it. You called the hotline of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, right?
Yes, I got my phone blocked right after that.
Was the SIM card blocked?
Yes, the SIM card.
What happened next?
Nothing. You go even to the channel. Many are even called to the FSS because of the call to Ukraine.
You said you were at the FSS today. Were you at the FSS today?
Yes.
And what did they tell you?
In general, they said that you can communicate as it were, but the transfer of money and so on, it is already under the law. How is it? I was accused of sponsorship. Terrorism and so on.
How can you sponsor yourself? You already sponsor yourself through taxes. What does Ukraine have to do with it? Are we a terrorist country?
To me, terrorists are the ones who blow up houses and so on.
Who is it? Who blows up houses?
Well, houses with people are blown up by ordinary terrorists and so on.
Who blew up a house a week ago in Dnipropetrovsk?
I don't know who blew it up.
Do you want me to tell you who blew it up? Perhaps. Your son was an accomplice in the murder of over 40 Ukrainians.
Why?
Well, because he is a representative of your army, an army of terrorists and murderers. Because he may have been bringing gasoline or diesel to that plane that dropped the bomb. Because he is a soldier. He takes part in the war.
Are all soldiers terrorists?
Yes.
On either side.
The whole world recognized you. Russia is a terrorist country and a sponsor of terrorism. This has been recognized by the whole world. Is there any way you can argue with that?
In general, I'm against any kind of war.
Let's not say that you are against the war. Your son went to kill Ukrainians.
Did he go forcibly?
Yes, what the hell difference does it make to me whether he went to kill us by force or not? If I had met him on the street, I would have killed him altogether. I didn't even have an ounce of regret. I would have killed him, I honestly tell you. Without deciding whether forcibly or not forcibly. What difference does it make? He came to kill us. And believe me, 100 people out of 100 would do exactly the same. And you would have been killed the same way. You want to check it out? You're welcome to come check it out.
Even if I come just unarmed and not in the army?
Yes, you will be killed. Because you sent your son here. You are a representative of a country that kills us every day. Wait with this question, let's work it out. Any questions? Let's look into it.
Okay.
Okay, did your son serve in the military?
Yes.
He is an occupant.
Why is that?
Because he came to a foreign country to kill other citizens. Is there any ambiguity here, or any question to this wording? Did he come to Ukraine? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Last time.
Wait, you're looking for your son because he's a prisoner. We proceed from this concept. Did your son come to Ukraine to fight?
If he's in Ukraine, yes.
Yes, he came with a machine gun.
Accordingly.
Accordingly, yes. Did our border guards give him a stamp in his passport that he crossed the border?
Well, that I don't know, I have no idea.
Of course not, because you killed our border guards. The question is, who is your son in a foreign country with a machine gun?
Okay, why if he came?
Who is your son again? Again, who is your son if he is in a foreign country with a machine gun? What did you call the Nazis who came to Savok in the 41st year?
Okay, then let's.
Wait, who were the soldiers of Nazi Germany on the territory of the Soviet Union in the year 1941? What were they called?
Fascists.
Fascists, obviously. Occupiers? They came to take over foreign territory.
Occupiers, I agree.
We agree, all right. Who is your son who came to Ukraine in the year 2023? In the 22nd year. Well, who is your son?
On the one hand, you are correct in calling him an occupier.
On the other hand, who is he? On the other hand, he is a fascist.
On the other hand,
You've made your point, let's move on. Is there a third party?
listen.
I'm listening.
As far as I know,
What do you know?
Kiev, Ukraine has started a war with Donbass and Luhansk.
Are you out of your mind?
I have here.
Have you completely lost your mind? What do you mean, Ukraine started a war with Luhansk and Donbass? Which region is Lugansk?
Ukrainian.
What the fuck are you talking about? About someone starting. This is our country, this is our region. My nerves just can't take it anymore.
Those who came from Donetsk and Luhansk all claim that Ukraine started bombing it.
Have you personally seen someone with your own eyes, at arm's length? Talk to anyone?
Yes.
What have you been told? What were you told?
That Ukraine attacked its own people.
Come on, let's call these people, call them. Do you have their contacts?
Well, they're already asleep at this time.
It's okay, we'll wake them up. We are for the truth. Have you watched any of our videos at all?
I watch your videos.
Are you watching?
Yes.
What has to happen, who and what has to do, for you to open this, American internet, and for you to read the truth? Have you completely lost your mind?
I've talked to people myself personally. I didn't look online. Until the 14th, 15th, 16th year, I didn't look up information on the internet. I don't watch TV.
Can I ask you what happened in 14th year? Didn't Russia, the bitch, enter Ukraine and after that these refugees appeared? It's like nothing fucking happened until the 14th year. Can you fucking think about that, or do you have no brains at all? Why the fuck didn't anything happen before the 14th year, and then in the 14th year, when you annexed the Crimea, something happened? Well?
I don't know when Crimea was annexed.
You don't know anything when it comes to an uncomfortable topic, you always have a hard time saying. I don't know that. That's your favorite phrase. Solovyov didn't fucking tell me, so I don't know.
I can't tell you anything about the Crimea.
Obviously, because Solovyov won't tell you anything. And he didn't, so you don't know anything.
I don't watch Solovyov either.
Yeah, awesome, you don't watch it, only you sputter these narratives 24/7. What happened in the 14th year?
As they say.
Don't say as they say, tell me what actually happened. I don't need what anyone says, I need you to tell me the truth.
The guys who came from there claim that Ukraine attacked its own people, the bombing began, people were shot.
That is, damn it, until the 14th year, no one shot anyone? There was a fucking Ukrainian army in Lugansk, and everything was fine, and then all of a sudden in 14, for some reason everyone decided to shoot? How do you get this into your head? How do you live with it?
Do you have any doubts that something is wrong here? It's not on TV, I've heard it from people.
In the 14th year, I report to you. Do you want to hear the truth? In the 14th year, the bastards from your country came to Ukraine. Strelkovy, Motorola, Pushilini, and started doing the Russian fucking spring. Do you know anything about this?
No, I don't.
Because you don't know anything. So whose problem is it that you have no information?
People have come.
What do the people who came here have to do with it? What does this have to do with a herd of sheep that came in that were taken out? Open the internet, open it. They didn't. Look, what's your name?
Andrei.
Andrei, why didn't these people come before the 14th year?
Because there were no shootings or bombings.
What the fuck happened in 14? Tell me, this is the third time I've told you. Russia came into the territory of Ukraine. They came with fucking Dr. G groups and FSS representatives to the city of Slavyansk and started the Russian Spring. And they started announcing that Donetsk, Lugansk, Kherson, and Odessa regions are fucking Russian regions. Andrei, what the fuck is going on? How old are you, Andrei?
45.
45, unfortunately, Andrei, you have a mind like you're 15 years old if you can't add 4 plus 4. Can you tell me the square root of 156?
I didn't study math.
Of course, you didn't learn math, and you didn't learn history, and you don't use the internet, Andrei.
I only started using the internet lately.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Andrei, why is it that you've only recently started using the internet?
I didn't need the internet. Family, work, home.
Andrei, you worked from loom to loom. You came home, had a fucking drink, and everything was cool. And then Andrei happened to tell you that your son went to fucking fight, and he's probably the 200th. Who tipped you off on the phone that he was a prisoner of war? Andrei. And you are 45, and your son is lying somewhere, rotting away. Andrei, do you have any more questions, Andrei? But it turns out bullshit, Andrei, you only started using the internet when you lost contact with your son, and before that you were not interested in it. And your son was in the army. How old is he, by the way?
20.
Well, that's how it turned out. Took him in the army. Well, they did, because your asshole wanted to start a war. And he sent your son away to die. To Ukraine. Any other questions you have, Andrei?
No, the only thing I'm saying is, I turned to you for help.
I'm telling you honestly, Andrei. If he's a prisoner of war, he's okay. But if he's been out of contact for so long, the likelihood that he's a prisoner is very low. That's it. The story is very simple.
I didn't fight in the war or serve in the army, so I am far from the army and army concepts.
So because you don't care about your son either. Because he fucking joined the army when it was already 6 months into the war. And you, Andrei, didn't care about your son either, just like the rest of you. Am I saying something wrong here?
If I didn't care about my son, agree, I probably wouldn't have come to you then.
I disagree, I disagree. I disagree. Well, because you have a fucking country where parents give up their fucking sons to be killed so that they can go and buy themselves a fucking car with the payment. I've talked to people like that. And then there are a bunch of parents who, when they see their son near me, say, I don't have a son. And then there are the parents who say to me, I don't want to talk to him. Andrei.
Why?
Because you're fucked up, Andrei. Watch 50 videos on our channel, and you'll understand what country you live in, Andrew.
I watch a lot of your videos.
But for some reason I don't see the effect.
What should be the effect?
Because a sensible father would never send his son to fight in a foreign country. Period. You, Andrei, are a bad father.
I didn't send him there.
If you didn't send him there, why the fuck are you calling me at 11 o'clock at night asking where's my son?
I don't.
What is your son doing? What do you say, Andrei, your son is doing in Ukrainian captivity if you didn't send him here, Andrei? Phew, Andrei, I wasn't that nervous. I just had a tough day today, Andrei. I said some foul language today. Just.
I noticed, it's just.
I speak differently in interviews, yes. Andrei?
Quite different.
The video will be released uncensored.
At least. In the past, when I was in Ukraine, before the 14th year, they didn't talk to me like that, as it were. I had a peaceful, normal relationship.
Have you completely lost your mind? Do you really want to have a fucking peaceful relationship and be spoken to without swearing after everything you've done? Andrei, do you have something in your head?
I haven't done anything to you personally.
Personally, you haven't done a fucking thing. What is your son doing with us? Will you tell me?
Did I send him there?
No, he was fucking born and went to war himself.
Let's say he wasn't born on his own, and he didn't go to war on his own.
So there's something wrong with his head. Is there nothing wrong with his head if he goes out and kills other people? Andrei, I'm sorry, I don't have time. I understand that you are waiting for someone, and I feel your pause, the waiting. Come on, alright. Watch the video of the DNR man today before you introduce your man to me.
It's just that he was already in the 14th year saying that Ukraine attacked, not Russia.
For fuck's sake, can you imagine the Saratov region attacking the Moscow region? Is that possible?
Anything is possible in our life right now.
Great, Andrei, then on that major note I suggest we end. Because when a person says that one area can attack another area, it's fucking idiotic in its entirety. Well, it's just idiotic. Thank you, Andrei, it was a pleasure talking to you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.